right then, Mogana, so we've got your last set of essays today. Great. It's very exciting. I see that your exam is coming up, so let's see what you wrote for us today. Okay, so you're writing a letter to your friend. Let's see what you wrote. Dear Jake, I hope this letter finds you and your family in good health. As you know, I'm suffering from obese problem. I'm writing to let you know the advice given by my family doctor. Okay, you had asked me in your email what I want you to focus on a little bit. What I want you to do is I want you to listen again to all of the video corrections we've done together. They have been quite a few. So see what sorts of themes you can find coming up over and over again. One thing that I think you'll find here that I say repeatedly is that there's some awkwardness. Okay? So, you say that you hope your friend is well, and then all of a sudden you say, I'm suffering from this problem. Now, first of all, this expression is inaccurate, so it's a poor choice of vocabulary. We don't say from obese problem, we say from obesity. But I felt that the link between these two ideas was it was missing for me. And you needed a better link. And also, while you, of course, are going to tell the person why you're writing, we don't really write it in an informal letter the way we do in a formal letter, where we say, I'm writing regarding the position you have posted in job plus whatever. Okay, so it's a little different. It's a little more natural. It's the way we talk to a friend. So some of this I would like to change here in this first paragraph. Okay, so why don't we try something like this? Hi, Jake. I'm sorry, dear Jake, I hope this letter finds you and your family in good health. Things here are okay, except I am a little disappointed with some news I have gotten from my doctor. Okay, and then you could say, as you know, I have been suffering from obesity for many years, but this time the doctor had an important suggestion for me. All right, and then last week I met my doctor to get advice. I wouldn't have said which I'm facing for a long time. This is also incorrect. We don't say I am facing for. I have been facing for quite a long time, because quite a long time, or for rather, quite a long time, is something that requires us to use one of the perfect tenses. So in this case, it would be the present perfect continuous. Have been facing. So he educated me about the serious implications of being obese and other ailments associated with this. I really felt depressed upon hearing this information. The doctor also suggested, this is incorrect. Careful with how we use suggest. So also suggested, you could say, my taking up, or suggested that I take up any form of exercise that could help me to lose weight. After this advice, I thought of enrolling in a gym. You don't need myself, but I think I should start off with walking. It will be boring for me if I'm going to do it all, if I'm going to do it myself. This is a little strange here. I feel you could come along with me for half an hour of walking every morning. It's awkward. It's not something that we would really say or write. So let's fix that too. Also, there's not really a lot going on here in terms of linking devices. So why don't we try to do that too in this paragraph? After his advice, I thought of enrolling in a gym, but I think I should start off with walking. I am worried it will be boring if I do this myself, but if you could come along with me for a half an hour every morning, I think it could be fun. All right, and then you put these two together, and it's at least linked a little better. I hope this walking exercise you don't need to use would with hope. You use it with wish, but not with hope. So I hope this walking exercise will be a good start for me. If it's okay for you, then we will start this Sunday and have fun together with love. Okay. How about, you know what? You could have also ended it in a more natural way. Let me know what you think. let's discuss it, or, you know, I don't know, something, but give it an appropriate closing. Okay? Because you really just kind of said, if it's okay, then we'll start. But I mean, you want to tell the person, you know, write me back or email me or call me, or, you know, something to kind of follow up with this, and then you could have ended like with love, and that's fine. All right, so for me, the problem here is ideas that aren't really linked well, and just some awkwardness of expression. And I know that this is something we've talked about a lot, so I want you to really pay attention to all of your previous essays that we've done together and letters that we've done, and look at some of those expressions that I have told you are a little awkward, and really, really study what the more appropriate version would be. Okay? So that's my first couple of pieces of advice. And now I want to go to your letter, not your letter, sorry, your essay about uh, living in the countryside and so forth. Okay, so this is two questions. Why are people leaving? And is this positive or negative? So let's see what you said here. Okay, in the recent decades, experts around the world have debated that young people are relocating from the countryside to metropolitan cities. Their parents are being left in the hometown. The main reason for youngsters to follow this trend is to avail job prospects in cities. It is indeed a positive development. Okay, so the grammar is good. There's something happening with punctuation, and again, there's something happening with the way your ideas are being linked together. So let's talk about that. My problem was here with punctuation. Okay, right here. You put a comma after this sentence. And I felt like, you know, you wrote this first sentence and then this, and then, all right, well, now I'm going to talk about the reason, and I'm going to tell you what it is, if positive or negative. It needed to flow a little better and feel more like a unified paragraph rather than just, you know, like, okay, let me rephrase the topic and let me answer the questions. All right, remember, it does have to feel unified. So let's look at that again. In recent decades, get rid of the, experts around the world have debated that, not, you know what, they're not even debating it. It's just something that they've noticed. So there's no debate here. So let's try that one more time, okay? In recent decades, experts around the world have found that young people are relocating from the countryside to metropolitan cities while their parents are being left in the hometown. Full stop. And then here, you could have done something a little more advanced. So you could have said something like, what has become clear from their studies is that youngsters are looking for better job prospects in the cities, and this can be a positive development for both the young people and society as a whole. So what I've really done is I've just used some pronouns like this, and maybe some vocabulary, some lexical cohesion to link everything together. I didn't really do much different from what you did. I didn't say anything different, but I just kind of glued it together a little more. Okay? So there is ample evidence of why. Now I want you to be careful with this word youngsters. You used it here and you used it here. Try to find an alternate word. I mean, it's a fine word. It's okay. It's a little informal, but it's acceptable. Okay. My main problem is that I want you to vary it a little bit. Okay. So maybe you could have said younger generations. Why don't we try that? There is ample evidence of why younger generations are migrating from the countryside. The central reason behind this is there are innumerable career opportunities provided by the government and private organizations in cities. For example, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that 50%, get rid of the, and again there's that word youngsters, who are living in the countryside relocate to cities for employment purposes with an S. In addition, there are a greater number of educational institutions that provide vocational courses that attract young people to metropolises. You need an ES here. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that these are the reasons why young people are relocating from their home grounds. Okay. I kind of wanted something else. Let me show you where. Here. This is, I mean, you're basically saying the same thing twice. So I think you could have also found maybe something else to say. In other words, there are more opportunities in the city as far as education and work. So you could have said that as one thing. Couldn't you have come up with something else? Another reason why people want to leave the countryside? They want a more active social life. They want more opportunities in every aspect of their life, whether that's cultural, whether that's their free time, their leisure activities. The cities provide far more opportunities. Okay, so saying something more like that, whereas I really kind of feel that these two could go hand in hand. So career opportunities and educational. Um, it just kind of felt like you were repeating yourself, okay? Because here you said, look, you said that there are many jobs from the government and the city and organizations, okay? And then you said that um, people are moving for that reason. Then you said, oh, also there are a lot of schools, therefore it is clear that da da da. So I thought you could have done a little more with this. So take this idea with the educational institutions, put it together with the jobs, all right, and then give me another solid, well developed reason why people might leave. Like one of the things I suggested, but also support it, okay? Because it kind of also felt here like an afterthought. Let's move on. The trend of young people moving from the hometown to cities definitely has a positive development. Not has, but it is a positive development. Now, what don't I like about that? It's basically the same word here. You said it here. Try to vary up your vocabulary a little bit, Mogana. So, what else could you have said? Um, let's think about it. You could have said that it certainly has many positive aspects, or even just changing that one little expression, that one little word could make a difference. Firstly, young people get employed and are earning better for their livelihood. That's an awkward expression. You don't say they are earning better for their livelihood. They are earning better money. They're able to improve their standard of living. Okay, so something like that would have been a better expression. As a result, they may support their parents. Uh, move the word financially. So they may support. They may financially support, or they may support. They may financially support their parents who are living in their hometowns. Okay. Secondly, the education they acquire from universities gives, with an S because it's education, gives them more confidence to take up competitive jobs. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that employment and education plays a pivotal role in not one youngster. So put the apostrophe after the S. Still, I really don't like the word youngster here. Okay. Now, the other thing is again, I really don't feel like you developed it as fully as you could have. So you're basically saying the same thing again. They're getting employed and they're doing better. Their education is helping them get better jobs. So you're really just saying the same thing over and over again. So what else could have been a positive about this? Can you come up with any other ideas that might be great about more people moving into the city? Like why could that be beneficial? Why is this a positive thing? Okay, so let's move on to your conclusion. In conclusion, from the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that there is a positive impact in young people's life. Careful with the word order here. So I firmly believe that there is a positive impact on the lives of young people who relocate to cities. In that, you can't just use a comma here. All right, try that. In that, they appreciate the facilities provided in cities. Employment or education will be of a greater help to their parents living in the countryside. Nevertheless, it is predicted that this trend will grow in importance. Okay, so that's fine. I mean, it's a good essay. I can see that you basically were trying to say here in this essay that education is one reason why they're moving. and employment is another reason why they're moving. And that's okay as long as you can support them and develop each of those differently and not sound like you're basically saying the same thing. So, you could have said that there were better jobs, more high paying jobs, and that there were more jobs that were related to their education. Uh, Whereas, the variety of jobs in the countryside is far smaller. As far as education is concerned, you could say that there too is greater variety. People can study a wider range of subjects. Also, some of the greatest minds usually are located in the city, so they're studying under some of the you know top professionals or top people, experts in the field, and this simply, gives greater value to their educations. There were a lot of things you could have said so that your arguments didn't sound so similar, which is why I had suggested to you earlier, say something else about this. But if you had developed them a little differently and showed, different aspects of each of these, it would have worked. And then I think the same thing goes here too. If you had talked about the positives, if you had looked at it a little differently, and develop these positives about the education and the work, it would have been good. All right. So it's a good essay. I really have seen so much improvement in your writing. Really, I want you to feel good about it because your writing today is much stronger than it was when you first started. So I really want you to feel very, very good about the progress you've made. Okay, you should be really proud of it. I do want you to look over all of the work that we've done together, all of the essays, all of my feedback. It may benefit you also to see some essays from other students. If you look on the, if you can look, you can find some of our essays. Else do I want to suggest to you? Careful with some of the linking, careful with some of the cohesion, kind of the combining of your ideas. Okay, see if you can make them kind of gel together a little better. That's one thing I want you to work on. Okay, if you do want to sign up, maybe get a couple more essay corrections with us, you've got about, what did you tell me, about 2 weeks before your exam. Feel free to reach out and tell us that's something you want to do. I know that we can probably arrange something for you, just to have a few essays. Let us know. Certainly let us know how you do on your test. I'm really excited to hear about how it goes. Okay, so keep us posted, and I look forward to hearing from you. Good luck, Mogana.